Hey, it's Richard at Spanish Angel Farms. I've got a project going. We're trying to irrigate our elderberry field. And what I've got going right now, I've just cleared a little pad here. And I'm going to use that to set up some food grade rain barrels. And I'll lay that out, put some concrete blocks to set those up on, and I'll have the water from there. Gravity feed all the way down to our elderberry field here. So what we have is a creek that runs back down over there. I've got another project, a ram pump. I'm trying to get a ram pump working down there to pump water from that creek up to these rain barrels. And then once I have it up in the rain barrels, I can just use gravity to come down here and feed our thirsty elderberry. So that's my project going on right now. I'm about to go get my concrete blocks and my rain barrels, set those up. But first I have to go inspect my hives. My bees are missing me. So here we are down in the creek, and I wanted to show you my ram pump. Cousin Michael gave me the idea for this, and thank him for it. You can find instructions elsewhere on YouTube, but take a look. So here we are down in the creek, and wanted to show you my ram pump. I made some adjustments today and I got it working. So it's a pretty amazing little device. It's called a water ram and ram pump. And let me show it to you. So this is it. What we have is water that comes in from up the creek all the way up. I had to run a pipe up there about 200 feet. It's got about 4 or 5 foot fall. The gravity pushes water down this pipe, and it comes through this pipe, comes up here. What I have is just a valve. You can see it working down there. Just a one-way valve with a flapper in it. So the water comes down, compresses in here. When the flapper shuts, pushes water up into this tube, and it's got another flapper valve here, which is going the other way. So it pushes water, compresses it up here, then this one shuts and forces water up this pipe up to the elderberry field. Pretty nifty little device. I'll put the instructions for how to make this on the YouTube channel that I found it on. I'll put it in the notes so you can see it. Anyway, I'm going to put a barrel up top and see how many gallons per hour it's actually pumping. So here we are up at the elderberry field, and pretty field that it is. It's about 100 plants, so we're just getting started on it. And this is our first year, but we need hydration up here, so I'm trying to figure out a good way to irrigate it. So here's the water. It's actually coming out of the creek from my ram pump. Pretty nifty. What I'm going to do today is just set up this rain barrel. Got this barrel. I'm just going to put the hose in here, see how long it goes. See how long it takes to fill up the barrel. I'll measure this in hours, and this particular barrel has a guide on it. Graduations in 5-gallon increments. If I can find out where they are. Of course, it's on the last one, so can't really see them there. But I'll mark the time, and I'll come back tonight and we'll see how much water is actually pumped in there. I get my gallon flow per hour. One thing I'm going to try to do, got about 100 more feet of pipe to run it up, maybe another 4 feet of elevation, 3 feet of elevation, to see if I can get more pressure on the pump, see if I can pump more water. But way up there by that tree, this tree right here, I'm going to put 6 barrels like this, 50 gallons each, so I'll have 300 gallons of water up there. And then I can just use gravity to come back and set up an irrigation system to make sure the elderberry get about 2 inches of water per week. That's what I'm going to try to get to. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. Hello again. Okay, so I started this barrel about 5 hours ago, probably 4.5 hours ago, and it's almost full. So here we are, 50 gallons in 5 hours. This thing's pumping about 10 gallons an hour. Not bad. If I have 300 gallons, it's going to fill it up in 30 hours. So basically a day I'm going to fill up my whole tanks with just this little ram pump. It's pretty exciting. Lucas is back working on the plumbing for the 6 barrels. I'm going to go set up the blocks now for the rain barrels. They're going to be up there. And try to get this thing set up, so we'll see how much we can fill it up overnight. There we go. All right, here we go. Here's what I've leveled out. I've got my blocks here, and one of my barrels, I'm going to set up the blocks so I can set up the rain barrels right there on the blocks. Back in a minute. Well, I set up the blocks about as straight as I can and level without having the barrels. So let's go see how Lucas is doing with the plumbing. All right, we'll be back. All right, this is Lucas. He's been working on the plumbing. Yeah. Well, what we have, this is what the barrel's going to look like all glued together. Now, of course, we're going to set the barrels upside down. So this is what the bottom's going to look like. We got vent holes in the top and a fill hole. So they're going to go all the way out to the end. We'll assemble them in place on the blocks, and then coming out of this end, we've just got our little 1/2 inch line going down to the garden. So that's it. Let's load them up and take them out. What do you say, Lucas? All right, Richard here from Spanish Angel Farms. Hey, take a look. We got our barrels, rain barrels set up, and here it is. 6 barrels, 50 gallons. Got my water ram pump that comes up from the creek back down there. Actually, the line comes up through the elderberry field. Comes up here, goes in the top. It's been filling up, and you can see here we've got, it's been running 15 hours, and I got about 150 gallons of water up here. And kind of see how it how it's built. Got the line that runs down the middle. You can see down through there. Each 50-gallon drum is upside down, threaded with a 2-inch pipe, and wired all the way to here. I've got a hose I can put out here, or this line, which is going to connect here and run water by gravity all the way down to the field. So fairly basic construction. Lucas Crump helped me. We do have a leak, but not too worried about it, since it's going to probably pump more water than I can actually use on the field at the moment. So you can see here I've got a vent across the top, and that's just sitting in there, and gonna vent it out down here and put a screen on this end just to keep ants and bugs and anything else from getting in there. So anyway, that's the project. Lucas Crump, thanks for helping with all the plumbing and getting the barrels all set up here. Looks like the last bit that I have to do is connect this down and run an irrigation system, a drip system to all the plants. So Anyway, big part of it done. We'll just see how we get through the next part. Stay tuned. So here again is the working ram pump. It's a water ram, and it's been running for 3 days now, just non-stop. Click, click, click. Had trouble getting it going, so I bought another 100 feet of pipe to take it up the stream a little ways, but I don't think I'm going to need it. So I think it's running just fine. It's not over pumping. I think I'm going to pump enough water up there to irrigate and meet my irrigation needs. So there we go. I think it's going to be a done deal. All right, we'll see. Off to Lowe's for irrigation. Thanks again, Mike Johnson, for the idea and the concept for the ram pump. Let's see where this pipe leads. And like I said, I bought another 100 feet of pipe to go up to the next level, but I'm not going to need it. Back to the store.